Welcome back to Friday Lightning. I'm your host, Kyle Moore.
And I'm Dylan Dinkle, and this week we have a variety of fun and interesting segments.
Ranging from this past week's homecoming activities all the way to a special movie review and even the return of the famous Storm Jeopardy game.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's
Storm News Fix. To start off this week's program, we're going to hear from your very own Miles and Patrick with a very special movie review of Marvel's just released Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
So Patrick, did you watch the new movie, Shang-Chi?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was a great movie. How about you?
Actually, I thought it was pretty good, but the ending and the last half of the movie, I just did not like basically at all.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. I really enjoyed the movie because of all the fight scenes that happened throughout the movie. I do agree with you. The ending was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I think it did have a great plot throughout the movie, but there was some useless characters. I think the sister was kind of like one of the useless characters in the movie.
Yeah, throughout the last half of the movie, the sister was really just there to be there. During the beginning, she was really important, developing the backstory with the main character. But at the end, she was just there and just beating people up. She had no other, character.
Well, I think that in most Marvel movies, we have those characters where they're just there to beat people up. So
yeah.
I guess that was a good part. But I think overall, there were so many good scenes in the movie with lots of comedic scenes. And I think especially that one scene that I think anyone could remember if they even watched the trailer is the fight bus scene. What did you think about that one?
Honestly, I thought the bus scene was the best scene in the whole entire movie. Honestly, it had so much influence about Hong Kong martial arts cinema. It was just great how he took off the jacket and he was using it to fight people, and he put it on and then fight people with. I just thought it was just so fun to watch.
Yeah, there was a lot of good references in there, but I think it was just cinematically, how did they do that? It's crazy to think. You see the background. Maybe I bet it was CGI for the most part, but it was a pretty intense fight scene that they did really well. And I think it was fun to see also that one guy recording on the phone.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Clev coming at you live on the bus. I actually did take a little bit of martial arts as a youth, so I'm gonna try and grade this fight as we're going.
So another great scene I think in the movie that we saw was the fight scene with his dad towards the end of the movie. It's not really a spoiler because you can see it in the trailers, and I think it was an absolutely amazing fight scene.
I liked it a lot, but I really wish they used more martial arts instead of this weird magic thing they have going on. But I believe if they used more martial arts and the fighting style, it would be a lot better of a fight in general.
Yeah, I totally agree with you about the martial arts. They could have definitely added some more, especially since the rings just came out of nowhere to start flying. We didn't really see too much with the rings over the entire movie, even though the title of the movie is literally The Legend of the Ten Rings. So I totally agree. They could have based it off more of a martial arts fight. But it was still cool to see how well they incorporated that into a fight scene and how big of a role it played throughout the entire movie.
I honestly wish, as much as I want them to use more martial arts, I also wanted to see more of the Ten Rings, because it wasn't really that prevalent throughout the whole movie. It was kind of a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end.
Right.
But I think if they had it spread out entirely, it would have been a lot better to see.
Yeah, for sure. So I think overall, the movie was really good. Lots of funny moments. I think it's a movie that a lot of people should go see, especially, it's been out for a couple weeks now, and it's been doing great in box office. So I think the more people that will and go and watch it, they'll enjoy the movie as much as we did.
Even after hearing some of the little criticisms in the review, I'm definitely super interested in seeing Shang-Chi.
Same here. I might even order a ticket for this weekend right now. That is, of course, if the weather permits. With the weather for this week, we take it over to L'Oreal.
Today is October 1st, and we have some interesting weather for today. It's partly cloudy with a low temperature all the way down to 61 degrees and a high at 81 degrees. Let's take a look at the weather for homecoming weekend. Each day is looking mostly cloudy with a little bit of rain, with lows between 55 and 58 degrees. Saturday is the warmest with a high of 77 degrees. Sunday is a little chillier with a high of 70 degrees, but nothing too bad. It's looking like decently warm weather for this homecoming. Despite fall starting over a week ago, this upcoming week doesn't look like it's getting much colder. The lowest temperature of the week is 50 degrees on both Wednesday and Thursday, and the highest temperature of the week is 71 degrees. This seems to be about the same weather we've been having these last few weeks, so it'll definitely be interesting to see what the weather brings us in the next few weeks. I hope you all have a great homecoming weekend. I'm L'Oreal Wilson, reporting for Storm News.
Thanks, L'Oreal, for the update. Hopefully your prediction for this Saturday stays positive for the homecoming dance.
For our next package, we take it over to our very own Caroline Croft for another installment of the fan favorite, Storm Jeopardy.
Hi, and welcome to the first of many Storm Jeopardy. I'm your host, Caroline Croft, and I'm here with our participants today, Tiffany Vitog and Keith Wiley. The rules are simple. I will ask a pop culture question or a common sense question, and you must answer. Whoever gets the most correct wins. Good luck. Question 1. What is Kim Kardashian's kids' names? I'm going to have to give that one to you, Keith.
Northwest South.
That's incorrect. Tiffany, would you like to steal?
Yes. All right. North, Psalm, Chicago, and West.
That's also incorrect. The correct answer is North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. All right. Question 2. Who did the Forbes name the youngest self-made billionaire ever in 2019? That one goes to you also, Keith.
Kylie Jenner.
That is correct. We got our first point on the board. All right, next question. What is the most popular song in 2020? Keith again.
WAP.
That is incorrect, Keith. Tiffany, would you like to steal?
Yes. Blinding Lights.
That's correct. Next question. Who is the person on the $5 bill? I'm going to have to give that to you, Keith.
Abraham Lincoln.
That is correct. We have a score of 2-1 right now. The next question is, what is the capital of Colorado? Tiffany, that one goes to you.
Denver.
That is correct. The next question is, what is the third planet away from the sun? That one goes to you, Keith.
Earth.
That is correct. We have a score of 3-2 right now. Next question is, what do you use in a camera to fix the exposure? Tiffany?
ISO.
That's incorrect. Keith, would you like to steal it?
Aperture.
That's correct, Keith. Keith's up 4-2. Name a country that starts with the letter Z. Keith.
Zimbabwe.
That's correct, Keith.
How does he know all this?
Keith is up 5-2 right now. All right, we have our last question. And you could answer this to win the game, Tiffany.
All right. I
What?
got this.
U.S. state is furthest north. Oh, Keith got it first.
Alaska.
Yes, Keith wins.
Yay! I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, everyone who ever supported me, and thank you all. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Storm Jeopardy. Till next time, I'm your host, Caroline Croft.
I wonder when I'll be able to play a bit of Storm Jeopardy.
Same here, even though I suck at trivia.
Nonetheless, thank you very much, Caroline, and congrats on the win, Keith.
For our final segment of the day, we learn a little bit more about the traditions of homecoming week at South Belgian High School and all the things that go into creating an amazing atmosphere leading up to the dance. Since the early 1900s, the homecoming football game has been a traditional annual event that college students have looked forward to nearly every year. But nowadays, students in high schools across the country celebrate with their own set of traditions and events. South Belgian High School is no exception to this trend, with this year's homecoming events spanning over a week with a new, fun event nearly every single day. However, unlike many other high schools, South Belgian's traditions and events are not planned by school or district staff. In fact, everything is run by the student clubs, namely the class councils and the student council. To learn a little bit more about this, I got to meet with Student Council's board and hear their thoughts on planning and executing this year's homecoming week.
Hi, my name is Brianna Yu. I'm a senior this year and I'm president. So for homecoming this year, we've taken part of Stormfest and planning the parade and pep rally. So when we first got the homecoming theme, we immediately started planning. And every week on Thursdays, we've been meeting from 3 to 4 to help each other plan out and figure out what we're going to be doing.
Hi, my name is Michael Longno. I am a senior and I am the Secretary of Student Council. So the process of how we organize events, first off we get the organization of what we have to do from my sponsor, Mr. Zufel, and then he talks to a board about it. And then we discuss among the board, like, what's our game plan? How do we want to involve the student base around this? And then afterwards, like, when we figure out what we have to do, what we should talk about at the future meetings, we go on to ask them their opinions on it, what we could do better, what we could obviously should keep doing, and we ask what we want to, any ideas they have to add on.
So hi, my name is Michelle Magsaisai. I am a senior and my position on Student Council Board is Vice President. So some of the things that Student Council has been tasked with doing for homecoming this year are majorly like the homecoming assembly and also decorating like the main foyer. And our main theme for the main foyer is Marvel's The Cinematic Universe. So we're decorating the main entrance in that kind of design, and then we're also helping plan the homecoming assembly and pep rally outside.
My name is Sadie Moss. I'm a senior, and I'm the social marketing manager on Stuco. So some elements from past homecoming weeks and like some events that we just for sure needed to keep in because they're essential is like the Powder Puff game, because everyone loves that, especially like the Powder Puff cheerleaders, and we have that at the assembly. And so that's just a very important classic part of homecoming week. One thing that I would say to the entire student population at South Elgin about homecoming week is that it's way more fun if you just get involved and participate in like the Spirit Week days and go to the different events throughout the week. It just makes your experience a lot more enjoyable, and it makes it better for everyone.
Hi, my name is Vishnu Srinivasan. I'm a junior and I'm the treasurer for Student Council. My position as treasurer, I believe, is very important to the financial success of Student Council. I help organize many of the fundraisers that take place. I keep track of like the money that's circulating to and from the treasurer of the school, as well as the sponsor and our actual club. And in the past, like at Taste Under the Lights, I've helped organize and fundraise for glow sticks. We've sold that, and in general just help get funding for our club.
I know that we haven't had a homecoming in a long time, and I know that we're all looking forward to it, so I'm going to make sure that Student Council does its part and makes it the most memorable that it can.
So be sure to thank the members of the Student Council for all of their hard work and putting on such a fun week filled with events for this homecoming. And don't forget to get involved in the festivities however you can. Now back to the studio.
Thanks for that, Dylan. That's a crazy amount of work and elements that go into creating homecoming week.
Exactly, and the work isn't even done yet. The most important event, the dance, is still yet to come, so it should be interesting to see how all that comes together on top of all these other elements.
For sure, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. From the Friday Lightning team, we hope you've enjoyed this week's Storm News Fix.
Signing off from the Beacon Studio, we've been your hosts, Dylan Dankel
and Kyle Moore.
Have a safe and fun weekend, and have a great homecoming dance, everyone.